This is an example of a mass-to-mass conversion using stoichiometry, and we're going to start with problem number 19. If 25 grams of copper react with silver nitrate, how many grams of silver are produced? Notice again that the answer is included immediately after the question itself, so that way when you get done with the problem, you can check to see whether or not your work is correct. So with this, I'm going to start off with the 25.0 grams of copper over 1. And then from there, in order to be able to use the coefficients of the balanced equation, which, by the way, this equation is not balanced yet, we'll do that in a moment, but in order to be able to use the coefficients of the balanced equation, I need to have those units in moles. So in order to get there, let's go ahead and convert these grams into moles. There are 63.55 grams of copper for every 1 mole of copper. So that's the molar mass of copper taken directly from the periodic table itself. And if we were to stop right now, we would have units of moles of copper. For this problem, we want to get into moles of, or we want to get into grams of silver, but in order to be able to get into grams of silver, we have to use the moles of copper and the balanced equation to make that conversion happen. So let's balance the equation. Coefficients of the balanced equation for this one is 1, 2, 1, 2. So for every, I want to put moles of copper on the bottom. For every 1 mole of copper, I have 2 moles of silver. Notice that for each one of these values that I'm putting down, I am including not only the number, but the unit and the formula for it. So a number, a unit, and a formula for each one of these values. The moles of copper now cancels. If I were to stop, I would have an answer in moles of silver, but it's not what I'm looking for because it did say how many grams. So if we had to get that into grams, I again now have to use the molar mass. But this time, instead of using copper's molar mass, we're going to be using the molar mass for silver. So for 1 mole of silver, we could look up on the periodic table to find molar mass of silver is 107.87 grams of silver for every 1 mole of silver. Notice that the moles of silver cancel with moles of silver, and I now have grams of silver remaining. Other than calculating the molar mass, I haven't needed to use a periodic table yet, but at this time, or not a periodic table, a calculator, but at this time now we're going to need to use a calculator to be able to multiply this out, unless you're able to do some of this in your head. I am not. So you would take 25 divided by 63.55 times 2 times 107.87, and with any luck, you get an answer of 84.9 grams of silver.